Hello and welcome to another Strong Collectors live stream. We're back over on StreamYard just for today. Next time we'll probably be using Streamlabs. Went from StreamYard to Riverside to now back to StreamYard. Then we'll go to Streamlabs. Either way, today I'm going to be doing some action figure photography type stuff. So not anything too crazy, but just kind of how I do some of my light box shots. I've been wanting to do that for quite a while, so I thought, why not do that during a live stream? I'm, like I said, not really an expert on any of it, but if you guys have questions, you can leave them in the comments and I'll try to answer what I can. Also, let me know how everything is looking. Like I said, it's back over on a different platform, so hopefully the picture is a little bit more clear. The last few times I feel like I've been pretty blurry, so hopefully switching over here clears that up. If not, maybe I can try to switch my Wi-Fi, see if that helps out. See if I can pull up our stream right now to see myself. What are y'all seeing? Oh, we could just see an ad. Okay. If you're here, make sure you're subscribed. You probably already are. Why wouldn't you be, right? Oh yeah, we're looking much more clear than we have been. Fantastic. All right, I'll close that, and I should be able to actually see your comments and everything from the screen. Riverside doesn't do that, so another reason why they're getting kicked out again. But all right, so I've got a phone camera. I'll probably move that back behind me here because I'm going to be shooting. If you don't know, I live in a bus, so I'm on the couch. You're on the kitchen counters. I'll probably put the camera behind me because I'm going to be shooting. Have the light box like on the stove area. I'll bring my tripod over. If you guys want to know like settings and stuff that I'm using, I can share that. Also in the description of this video, I put a link to everything I use. So I'll be like my camera, pretty sure that's my lens, although you need an adapter for it. I don't remember what that adapter is. I'll ask my photographer friend. Once I find out, I'll put that in that like collection too. So I'll have probably the camera on the tripod facing the light box, and we'll just do some pictures of some figures that are kind of new-ish that I haven't quite got to get pictures of yet. So that's kind of the goal for today. So I'm going to push you guys back in, get kind of set up here. So the stuff I'm going to be taking pictures of today, I've got Mythic Legions and I've got Marvel Legends. So I've got some of my Armory Knights that I want to get pictures of. Just some older Mythic Legions. I just got the Orc female builder, or not builder, deluxe. It was from the video game. So I'll be taking pictures of her. Got a couple Savage Crucible lizards that I want to get pictures of. I think I already have Sabretooth, so I might not do him, but we'll just kind of see what we have time for today. We got the Ninian Infantry from Savage Crucible. Haven't got pictures of him yet. So I'll get this stuff out, then I'll get the light box set up. It's kind of a lot of figures. Oh, we got a Plunderling. I have not taken a picture of him yet. Like, you know, good stuff. Big fan of Plunderlings now. I want to get them on the show. I think I might have sent them an email. I got to send them another email because I think that was before Legion's Con and everybody was getting prepared for that. So kind of makes sense that I haven't heard back from them. I don't know that I'll do any pop and swapping, but I'll have some extra Legion weapons. Those are the extras for her. Balam. And I think that's all I need out of here. It's all right. Like I said, if you have questions, you can let me know. I may not be the absolute best at answering them, but let's get you guys set up. So here's a quick tour of the bus. So I sit on the couch there. You all are on the counter over here. Action figures are usually displayed over there. There I am. Bed, kitchen sink. I think we're going to try to put you guys maybe up in the cabinet back here. Do I have enough cord for that? I think just barely. let's go like that. And then pull this around there. Maybe, not quite. Could have probably tested this beforehand, but then where's the fun in that? Okay, how's that? Still falling quite a bit, but we can adjust. Looking good, looking good. Okay, I'll grab the camera. Get it around the cord. Okay. So you don't really need, whoa, shoot. My tripod's a little broken, but hopefully not broken to the point that I can't use it. We're gonna find that out pretty soon, I think. Yeah, it's not looking good, but I might just have to hold it as I take pictures with it. Bring it up. So the camera I'm using is definitely overkill. You definitely don't need something this nice. This is a Canon EOS R. Mostly got it because when we were coming into the bus, I knew that we wanted to be able to take good pictures and everything. So we got this so we wouldn't have to upgrade in the future. So a little bit more than what's necessary for taking pictures, but it's also just the only camera I have other than my phone. Your phone is also fine if that's all you've got. You can take pretty good pictures on that. Probably what I should have started on, but here we are. Lightbox, pretty sure it should be in the description below. I don't have dioramas and everything. You saw this was all just in this case right here. So that's all the room it takes up. So that was easy to bring in the bus. And then you can also pick out the different colors. I'm probably gonna do a white background to start. You got pretty much the options are probably need to unbend that because it's been stored since we've been in the bus. And then there's also, I don't really know what these other color sheets are. I guess you could probably do the same thing with them. But I've only ever used the black and the white ones. So it's just a flexible thing like this. I usually kind of flatten it out a little bit since it's been stored for so long. It'd probably work better if there was some heat involved, but don't have heat right now. Okay, get that plugged in. I also have an extra light over here that if I need it, I can plug in, but usually the light box is plenty bright enough. If you look on our Instagram, I think you can see a picture of me using the extra lights for a Venom picture. So I used the red and blue lights to make it look kind of like the police are coming type of thing. Okay. And then you guys should kind of be able to see what's on this screen, maybe. Like I said, my tripod's a little janky right now. The part that tilts it up and down is broken, so. But anyway, something to be fixed another day. Got to work with what we got right now. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to adjust. Can I turn it? No, it doesn't rotate. All right. So I'm going to adjust the settings. I'm going to bring the ISO down to 800. And then I'm going to let's set the shutter speed a little bit higher to like 125. I also use manual focus on the lens. bring the aperture up because it's way too bright right now. I'll go with that. And grab Red Knight since I've kind of got him posed up already. Well, that's pretty hard for you guys to see that. Some fuzz on him. Okay. All right, I'll probably kind of go back and forth between showing you guys kind of out here look. So if I shut the light off, you might be able to see him better. So yeah, that's what I've got it posed in there right now, is just the Red Knight from the Armory experience. Bring this out of the way. Close up on the side of my head. Okay. So I've got him pretty much in the center of the shot. Zoom in. We're not close enough. I really need this thing to rotate. I feel like this has to rotate, right? Yeah, there we go. All right, now we're closer. Tighten that back up. I hope. Yep. See, my little spinny thing here, yeah, you guys can see. That just keeps spinning. It's not tightening anything down. So that's just causing the camera to drop, but I'll just have to hold it for some of the shot here. Rotate. I need to fix the white balance because it's too cool right now. So I'll go to my settings. For this, usually I just use the screen, but when I'm doing the white balance, I usually look through the viewfinder. So we're at 49 Kelvin. And then kind of want to get all of them in it without having to get the sides. If he's a little too wide, I'll have to edit it later, or like just crop out because I can see the side panels here. And it looks a little too dark. So I'm probably gonna leave the aperture at 16, but I'm gonna slow the shutter speed down to 50. That looks pretty good. I'll test it. I think that looks pretty good. Not sure if y'all will be able to see it very well. I'm gonna face this way. Yeah, kind of hard to show a screen in a screen, but I'll post the best of these later on, probably on our Instagram, so you can check them out there. Okay. I'm gonna switch to vertical shot. Oh yeah, I like that better. See a little bit more of him. I want to turn him looking down a little bit more. Yeah. Put my focal point on his helmet. Focus. Take the shot. Check it out. Looks good. I'm gonna do one. Go one off the tripod. Just want to get closer up in there. So I'm not going to be able to see the entire figure, but I mostly just kind of want to see from the knees up and focus more just on the top part of him. Yeah. Okay. Now, because I kind of want to get more of the, like if you're taking a picture on your phone, it'd be like the portrait effect. So I want kind of the outsides to be a little more blurry. I'm going to put the aperture down to, let's go to 4. Now we're going to increase the shutter speed to 1,000. That seems high. Yeah. try 1,000. Check on that. Don't really like it. Didn't really do what I was hoping for, but I kind of like the first one better where the whole figure was more crisp looking. So I usually do the higher aperture just so I get more in focus. A little too dark. And I go 12 on the aperture. And this time we're going back to landscape. So I usually do several pictures in the one pose. Maybe I'll switch the poses, but with this knight, I think I will. I'm going to put him in more of the like crouching pose with his sword. I think this is kind of what Dorklayer did with his Valiant Knight. I'll get the sword out of the way for now. Okay. So we probably want his hand resting on his thigh. And then we'll have him hold his sword with his other hand. See if that looks a little too leaned over. Ooh, there we go. A little higher on the sword grip. If you have an actual sword, I don't think I would recommend sticking it in the ground like this, but for an action figure, it looks cool. Okay. So to show you without the light so you can kind of see a little better, that's what we're working with. Put the light box back on. And I can adjust the brightness of the box so that's as bright as it gets. I could also turn the brightness down, but then I would have to turn my settings up on the camera. So for me, it works a lot better if the brightness is higher. I don't think we're using this tripod. Get it out of the way. Okay. I think he's going to need to be, oh yeah, straight up and down. Want his head tilted down a little more. It's a little dark, so I'm going to bring the shutter speed down to 60. Yep, that's better. Let's look how that was. It was a little shaky. Cut off his toe a little bit, so I'm going to go a little lower. So resting it on the counter to get a little bit more stable. Yeah, much better. That one will be on Instagram for sure. Again, probably not going to be able to see it very well. Well, you can see it, sort of. Try like only show the screen. No, that's super duper blurry. But you'll be able to see it in all of its glory on Instagram probably tomorrow. So that's all I'm going to do with the Red Knight. Let's switch to purple. So we've got the purple Armory Experience Knight. Very similar armor. I think he's got Yeah, I picked pretty much the same armor for most of my Armory Experience nights. I've got the Black Knight is over here. So yeah, I picked the same armor, at least shoulder armor, for my Black, Red, and Purple Knight. Same legs and arms. Picked a different skirt piece for the Black Knight. It's a little more scalloped. But yeah, otherwise it was all very Valiant Knighty. My Green Knight is the only one that's kind of more of the evil-ish build, but he still has more of the more heroic shoulder pads, but a little bit more chunky boots. Tilt his head down a little more to raise the camera up. There we go. My hope is that in the next few weeks we can get Trevor 1/6 Shooter on the Strong Collector podcast, and then we'll have you all send in your pictures, and then we'll have Trevor kind of give critiques and kind of what he would do to maybe make the picture better, or just kind of help us all improve our toy photography game. Because like I said, I'm not an expert. I like the pictures I take, but I'm sure I could be doing better. Can I see? I just got a little fuzz on his chest. Can I see that in here? I can see that in here. Dadgummit. All right. Try again. Now that there's no fuzz on him. Had a little bit of a hairy chest. I'll take this one again. So usually with my Mythic Legions, I like to do one landscape kind of close up, like I said, like hips and above, and then one that's like kind of a full body vertical shot. Like I don't have the Purple Knight posed in anything crazy at all. He's just kind of standing with his arms behind his back. Like I said, no crazy what is it, dioramas or anything like that. All right, the Black Knight to me. So this is my Black Knight Armory Experience build. Like I said, just pretty much went heroic with all of them. I think for him, I'm going to grab a few weapons from the accessory pack. I feel like he's a dual wielder of swords. So let me see what I've got back here. Could do a sword and a shield. But like I said, I think he's a double sword guy. So probably get him in more of a lunging forward pose. Holding his swords out to the side. Oh yeah. Not even sure if that's going to fit in the light box. Yeah, if we angle it down, it'll work. Maybe we give him a mace. Do I have another set of? No. Okay. He's going to have to steal the sword from the Red Knight. Pry his hands open to get him to hold the sword. Get it pushed up. All right. So there we go. It's kind of the pose we're going for. That looks like something he would do, right? The only problem is it's a little too wide of a stance. There, that might work. Get that back foot flat on the floor. A little more rock. Let's It's probably going to be as close as we get. See what it looks like kind of zoomed in. So I'm not getting all of his swords here, but you kind of get the idea. Let's see. Don't love it. Get kind of more walking up, brandishing his swords. That back ankle's a little weak. He's not holding up his weight here. Might have to do a wider stance. And that back ankle is not cooperating. What if we twist it around backwards? Nope, not going to be easy. He's got the hinge and like the new neck, so it's a little bit easier to get him to look where I want him. Bring that elbow in. All right, let's see how that looks. First one was probably a cool shelf display, but not really enough room in the light box for it. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, that's better. Let's go classic sword and shield. Kind of the tight spaces. You can get bigger light boxes if you want to, but the light box I've got now. Move the phone to the light box. Let's try it. Make you sick as I go. Okay. Let me get you a little lower. Flexible tripod. We're going to get there eventually, don't worry. Okay. Now you can see in there. Hey, that was a great idea. 10 points to card back. All right. Cool. All right, so let me grab a shield for him. So just using the armor experience stuff all came with their own sack of weapons. So let's add that to him. I think the color matches him really well. It's not like they had like purple, green, all those colors of shields and weapons and all that. Go a little bit wider. And look him up a little bit. Flatten out his back leg. He's not wanting to rock with that. There we go. A little bit of paint keeping him from doing the ankle rock. There we go. All right, I'm more happy with how that's going to look on camera. Oh, and you guys can see that so much better. Fabulous idea, Cardback. Wish I would have thought of it myself. We'll see the... I don't know. I can get pretty close with before the lens gets in the way. All right. Move in a little closer here. Go vertical. Check that. Oh yeah. Probably see that one on Instagram tomorrow too. So like I said, the settings, nothing crazy. I've got my shutter speed. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this on camera. No, not really. The shutter speed is 60, aperture 13, ISO 800. Then I've got my temperature set to 49 Kelvin. So if that means anything to you, now you know. If that means nothing, then don't worry about it. Let's go with the Green Knight next, and then we'll move on to probably Marvel Legends. I don't really have a lot of Marvel Legends to take pictures of, do I? Mostly Mythic Legions. So here's my green army belt knight. Turn it on the stove. Let's give him, we got a mace. Probably needs a mace and a shield, I'd say. I'm going to give him more of the circular mace top. Okay, and I'll take that shield from the Black Knight that we just used. A little stiff. Now, the way I always have my horned helmets is like the horns up. I've seen some people kind of do them more like down like that. To me, I think with this bucket helmet, that doesn't really look my style. I think with some of the more like barbarian types, it makes more sense. But with this one, I like it more straight up and down. So let's go. Be holding the mace here. Let's see if we can get him like a really low, like somebody's losing some paint off his ankles. Shield down a little bit. Let's see how that works. A little more from the top. Go from the side. No. All right. We don't like this one. I feel like it's a decent idea, not the one. Make him fight the Marvel Legends Black Knight. I don't even have the Marvel Legends Black Knight anymore. Well, I have the very early Hasbro one, but I sold off the newer-ish one. I don't even remember what wave that was from. Ultimate. I don't think that was Ultimate Green Goblin, was it? Whatever wave that was from. Cull Obsidian, I think, actually. Yeah. Final answer, Cull Obsidian. I sold that one off just because I don't trust the legs on that. That was actually my second one because I bought one, leg snapped, and then I just sold it to somebody as like a fodder. But then I got another one, I think in a lot, or maybe I like actually bought it. But I was like, I can't keep this because, like I said, I just don't trust the leg to not just bust on me. Can't have Black Knights just busting on me, you know what I mean? Save that for strong collectors after dark. There we go. More classic vanilla pose, but kind of what the light box is good at. Let's see if I can straighten his back leg a little bit more. Nope, that is straight. The shadows are just kind of making it look like he's got bent knees more than I'd like. From the bottom. Oh, now he looks like he's leaning way back. Come a little forward there, buddy. Now he looks like he's too far forward. Yeah. On the lens, he looks good. I want to take off his neck thing. Want that thing off. The collar armor. I don't know what you'd call that. Get his head back on. All right. Does that look like he's got like a naked neck now, or does it still look okay? I think it looks all right. Yeah, it looks good on camera anyway. Back it up. Yeah, that's looking good. Okay. Let's put him back here. Give my Red Knight his sword back. Amputee deserves love. Yeah, true. Scary legs, 100% snap. Yeah, I really hope they, because of the new jack-o'-lantern is kind of scaly, but that's a new figure, right? So that I haven't seen anybody posting about that one breaking. So I'm hoping that means that they could make a new Black Knight, or if you've been watching Strong Collectors, I'm hoping for a new Dread Knight. I think that would be really cool. Move him over a little bit more. Don't think I brought any of my acrylic risers, but no, that looks good. All right, cool. What do you think? Oh yeah, that's a good looking group. Love it. Okay. Need to kind of block all of your views. It's all for the shot. Actually, don't think I can really get this shot. It's going to be too wide of a group. I need to squish them in way more. His arm is going to need to come down. Get rid of his shield. I can see you got a fuzz on you. Okay. Let's see if we smush them together a little more, if that works. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think it's decent. Definitely be better if I had a riser for my purple knight, but I do not. Gonna have to crop the sides on that. Yeah, just a little bit too big of a group. Maybe I'll get a bigger light box so I can do those kind of shots a little easier. But for right now, pretty happy with the solo shots that we got. Now I'm gonna have to decide which figures are gonna be getting put on the shelf again. I think the red knight and the black knight have a pretty good shot. The purple knight, just because of the pose I have him in, he doesn't take up too much space. He's got a shot. Because I've only got 2 shelves and kind of a half of another shelf to display him on, but it's all good. All right, let's go. I know it's an old figure, but I just want to get some pictures of the modular armor Iron Man. Don't know why I love this guy, but I just felt like he needed to come with in the bus. So I'm just going to do some vanilla poses with him to start, and then maybe we'll get a little bit more interesting. Whoa, what in the world? It's got like weird ratchety legs. Is that like every Marvel Legend? I feel like I've never felt that before. I guess there's kind of a point where it like snaps back. I feel like that's like every move he makes, he just like snapping back. All right, he might need to be leaning back for the picture. Nope, we're gonna try to get him halfway. There we go. Fix his ankles. Okay. Up against the back wall. Yeah, I like this one better than the retro card version. But that also might just be because I had this one before the retro card version, so I didn't feel the need to buy the same figure again. But I totally understand if you're like, the colors on the retro card were more your speed. This not so much for me. But I also like the 20th anniversary Iron Man better than the 80th anniversary Iron Man. So this one is kind of my golden red armor. Let's get the whole thing. Okay. I feel like his head's a little off center. Straighten it up. I don't know if that did anything, but let's see. Maybe a little. Okay. Oh yeah, those are good. Those are good colors. I like them. All right. We'll move him out. Go with Zende next, going back to a Mythic Legion figure. This one, crazy good value for what I think you get. The cape alone on him, pretty pretty unmatched, I think, because it doesn't cost you any extra, just a standard figure. Still comes with effects, not all of these effects. I took some effects from Calazir, the smoke effects on his feet. Those are not actually part of the like base offering, but still. Look at that soft goods. Yeah. For standard Mythic Legion price, this on the pre-order was probably, I think, $37. That's high quality cape for $37. I'll tell you that. You'd probably look good with the black background. We might be switching to that. Yeah. Grab the black background. You're beautiful, Jordan. You're beautiful. Okay. Come out. Okay. There. That'll be better. All right. Now we're going to have to adjust the camera settings because he's way dark. I'm going to bring the ISO to 1600. Probably bring the aperture down to 11. I think that's bright enough. Yeah. That looks. Go a little more to the left. Or actually, just pull this out. So I'm going to cut the side of the cape off just a little bit, but I want it going off the camera too. Yeah, I like that better for sure. Okay. Oh yeah. Now we're talking. Now take his power effects off, and then just do a kind of your classic wizard with a cloak type of thing. Take his smoky effects off. Keep the smaller effect on. Set that off to the side. I don't know if I'm pretty sure I must have brought his accessories. I don't remember seeing them in there. I feel like I'd kind of like to have a fisted hand with the power effect, but since we don't have that, let's hood up. want the cloak a little more concealing. Legs more together. Okay. So I want to be able to just barely see his eyes. All right, let's see how that does. The cloak's a little too billowed out still. Okay, let's see how that looks. Tuck that string up in there. That looks better. Hood looks a little too poofy. We'll adjust that. There. All this extra fabric got a little too piled up in the back. There we go. Yes, yes, we're onto something. Okay. A little more covering. Chest up. Still not loving that hood. Let's make it a little more out. I feel like I wish there was a wire in the back to like pull the extra, like this all back here is a little too, it's giving me too much volume. I don't want that much. See how that looks? It's kind of pulled back a little more than I'd like, but what does the camera think? I still don't like it. Let's go hood down, see what we think. There. I think that looks good. What say you? Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. Set this on. Not too low. Go here. Okay. I like it. I feel like there was a lot of finicking with the cape. I do wish his wrist would go farther up. Give him some volume on the cape, like he's really summoning up the magic. Get his hand back just a little bit, like he's got a little effort. Head down. Rotate that a little bit more. little wider. Okay. So Strong Collectors After Dark, just this, except more kissing? No, there is no kissing. But it's a little more inappropriate than this for sure. If you've seen I Think You Should Leave, Jordan and I always think of it as the skit for the Ghost Tour. So if you watch that, then you'll really understand what you're getting into. But yeah, so Strong Collectors After Dark is toy talk, but it's a little more uncensored, unfiltered. We're just gonna it's gonna be kind of the things that Jordan and I joke about before and after we hit record on the podcast that we're like, oh yeah, can't be adding that in there because that's usually too inappropriate, or we're trying to be not necessarily kid friendly, but we're trying to be like anybody could watch it, kind of say PG, like high PG, maybe PG-13, but like you're not going to be upset at your kids if they're watching Strong Collectors, but adults are also not going to get bored watching it either. But I would not let your kids watch Strong Collectors After Dark. Not that we're going to be that crazy, but we're just not going to be worried about that. So we'll do that. Probably going to do Strong Collectors After Dark once a month. So you can look forward to that in the future. It's actually starting next week. So next week, this live won't be happening because it'll be a Strong Collectors After Dark week. So first Wednesday of every month, Strong Collectors After Dark. And I think we're going to do, like, if you're a channel member at that tier, so like anybody that can watch Strong Collectors After Dark, if you want to, you can also join the episode. It's kind of like when we do our call-in shows. So we'll do, like, Jordan and I chat for a little bit, but then probably pretty quickly bring on any channel members that want to come on. Cinemax After Dark? I'm not even sure. I don't know what. I don't even know what Cinemax is. Is that like a movie theater? That's what I thought Cinemax was, but I would think most movie theaters are kind of after dark, unless it's a matinee. How about this figure, huh? If you don't have a female orc builder from the video game, this is on my very highly recommended list. Fantastic figure. Way better than I was expecting. Let's see how that looks. Pretty good. Like I said, mostly just vanilla poses, but on the camera they look pretty good. The problem with the black backdrop is you can see all those fuzzies back there, and they're not really. Here, you step out for a second. Kind of doesn't really matter what you do, there's always going to be some sort of fuzz back there. I'll bring it forward there. Let's see if that's better. Oh, there we go. A little more to the side. that's a good one. Yep. Oh, Cinemax is now Max. Cinemax After Dark had cheesy comedies with nudity and other steamy programming. Well, I mean, we put Jordan shirtless on regular Strong Collector programming, so I mean, you could kind of expect that a little bit, sort of. Just saw in Jordan's groomsman chat that Smallville star Tom Welling from Smallville arrested for a DUI in Arby's parking lot. That's unfortunate, but also, I mean, I don't know him, but it's not crazy surprising for a celebrity to hear that or to hear that about a celebrity. All right, last one of her. I think so. Let's maybe do a head swap. I'm not trying to go super crazy here. We'll call it good on her. Go dwarf next. Let's see if this, oh, that's a skirt piece. A loincloth piece. I do not see one readily available here. Oh, giant orange one? It's probably too small. Oh, that would fit well. I think that'll work, possibly. It's definitely not the right size. Goes clear down to his feet, so I don't love that. But it's not bad. How are we feeling about this loin piece? I think that works. I wish I had a couple daggers for him. I feel like that would be cool. We're going to start with just this, though. How's it looking? Not bad. Let's give him, he's definitely a mace holder. Pretty sure I've taken this kind of a picture before, but here we go again. Balance. Very good. Oh, yeah. Well, at least looks good on the phone camera. Yeah, he's working out a little better on the phone camera than the other camera. I need this backhand down a little bit more. More like that. a really cool head. I like it a lot. Yeah, that looks better. Came here for Marvel characters with questionable QC. Yeah, I realized I didn't really bring out too many Marvel characters. I think the only other one I've got left is Sabretooth. Yeah, Sabretooth is the last Marvel I've got. The rest of them are stored up under the bed. Or not the bed, the futon. So Sabretooth. He was on the top 10 Marvel Legends of the year. I'm very happy to have him. Kind of want to do the Dremel thing where you Dremel out some of the back of his neck fur here to get him to be able to look up just a little bit more. Not sure if I'll actually do that or not. Okay. So like I said, if you want to see any of these pictures, check out Strong Collector's Instagram. Probably tomorrow at some point I'll post these up. And then I sent out an email today to Trevor 16 Shooter. So hopefully he comes on the show and then you all can send in your action figure photography and then we'll have him roast what we've done. Okay. Change up the pose a little more. Looking down a little more. Oh, that's a good one. Let's make that a little darker. Yeah, that's better. Oh yeah. Turning down the brightness here. So all I did was take the aperture from I think 11 to 16, and that darkened up the pictures a little bit, and that looks a lot better, I think. So I'm gonna stick with that. All right. Swapping out Sabretooth for one of my favorite figures of last year. Maybe, I don't think I would put him at number one, but that's just because I don't think I should put him at number one. Honestly, he might be number one. That's Captain Teal. I love him. So fun. You hold them in your hands and you just feel happiness. If you don't have a Plunderling, you should have a Plunderling. Okay. This one is my wife's number one favorite action figure out of my entire collection. So, that means I'm going to have to get some more Plunderlings at some point. All right, I kind of want to see what he looks like with a little bit brighter. Oh yeah, I think well, I don't know. Let's see what that looks like compared to the last. Kind of like the last one. So I'm going to put the aperture back to that. I'm going to slow down the shutter speed to 40. We'll see how that looks. Just kind of testing out, comparing the different settings. Because I liked the brightness of the brighter one, but it wasn't as detailed. Oh, that might have been because I moved. Yeah, let's try that again. Slower shutter speed, I gotta hold it longer. And go. Okay, let's see how that one looks. I'm gonna delete that brighter one. I think I still like the first one best. Let's go with another, just close up. I want to do one from above where he's more looking up. That's good too. All right, folks. Flip this around. Okay, that is going to do it for this episode of Strong Collectors live stream. I don't know what we call this. Thank you all for joining. If you want to see any of these pictures, I'll put them on Instagram tomorrow. If you want to look at any of the equipment that I use for taking pictures, it's in the link in the description. You can go to the Amazon page, and that should have most of what I use there. Like I said, if you have questions, you can ask me. I might know something. Otherwise, I'm going to try to get Trevor 1/6 Shooter on the show. That'll probably be in the next few weeks. So I'll let you know in one of the episodes to send us your toy photography. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It can just be your figures on the shelf. But then we can kind of hopefully get some ideas from Trevor on how to shoot better pictures, maybe some ideas on posing, different things like that. So let us know if you have ideas for that show, or like I said, I'll let you know when to send me the pictures. You can send them now, but it's easier for me to stay organized if you send them later. So make sure you're liking, sharing, and subscribing. And until next time, stay strong.